Hi, this is Paul Lynch from the Tech Modeler channel regards my update on my Bronco British Cruiser Tank A34 Comet. As you know, I'm building this because my dad used to work on the engine of these vehicles during his national service. So anyway, to get on with the kit, here we go. As you can see, I've got further along. I've got the front driver's plate in place, the actual on the front. Machine guns in place. I've drilled the barrel out and gave it that nice hollow look which we like to see. Also, the main feature that's took place recently is the actual building of the turret, so I can actually fit the new resin mantlet in place, which has already got the dust cover in situ all around it. I've got to drill out the machine gun position yet and put that barrel in place, but that can take place quite soon. So once I've this evening most probably. So what I've done is, how did I do it? It was straightforward but daunting, obviously, because you're always worried you're going to muck the kit up. It wasn't a deer kit, so it wouldn't have been an issue to get another one if I had to, but thankfully I didn't have to do it. So what did I do? I used a rather large Tamiya saw, which is this one. There we go, this Tamiya saw here. Lovely fine teeth. And what I did is I built the turret up in its main structure, and then I had to cut the lower part of the front bit that takes this part. Where is it? Oh, here it is. This part here, you can see this part here. It actually puts that on that would normally sit it on top of a plate that on the bottom part of the turret. So what I had to do is cut that all off, because this is a complete replacement. So what I did is, once the turret was loaded, I had this blade flush up against that turret, pushing tight with my finger that way, while sawing down through the bottom bit, and it actually come off really nicely. Well, then I took it and sanded it to make sure it was all okay. I put my saw back so I don't cut myself, and then I had to clean up the actual resin piece. What I did is cut the actual mould stems that come off it, where they fill it into the mould. I had to take that outside, and I cut that outside because it's resin. It's really bad for your lungs, so you don't want to get that in your system. So what you do is take that somewhere where you can actually do it, or wear a mask. But I decided to do that outside. But for sanding it smooth, I went to my bathroom, run the cold water tap lightly, took a sanding stick and sanded it on it until it actually went flush and nice and neat. Now you can see there's a slight gap there. I'm not worried about that, because a bit of filler in there, that'd be lovely, and it could be part of the mantlet anyway. The other side is a bit better fit, flush. There you go, you can see what I mean. So that was really good. Now the hard bit about this really as well, apart from doing that, is the actual daunting bit of actually getting the barrel in place. Now I did buy a metal barrel, and I will keep that for future use if I ever build another one, but without the gun mantlet changed. But I wanted to use the plastic barrel in the end because of the lightness of it, because I didn't want to put any weight on that resin piece there, because it's super glued on the front. I will put some mixed glue, resin glue, on the inside later on before I do any painting, to make sure it's got a bit more glue holding it in place from the behind, which you won't see anyway. So what I did with the barrel, quite sort of an ingenious way in some ways, but some people use a brass pin. What I did is I actually took a cocktail stick, measured it with my trusty calipers here to get the right size. It's actually still set to the cocktail stick, and then I got a drill that fitted that exact size as well, and I found one, so that was good. And then what I did is, inside the circle where the barrel goes, I found the middle, made a small drill hole, and then got the larger drill for the same size as the cocktail stick and drilled the centre out. And I just tilt it slightly up so the barrel wasn't level, it was just slightly raised at the front. Then when I did the same drill, I drilled into the plastic barrel this way, going that way with the drill, so that I can actually get the hole in the centre there. And then I cut a bit of cocktail stick that allowed me to 5mm either way, super glued it in place into the plastic barrel, and then super glued it in place on the mantlet. And as you can see, it actually went in there quite snugly and pretty central as well, and level. So that was really a bit of a luck, I think, when you think about it, but it did work out well. So that was the hardest bit, and the bit that was worrying me, because obviously cutting the kit to pieces is always worrying. And that was done, so I'm happy with that. Next bit I did was all the extra details on the lower body. Obviously I was doing that. You can see I've got the rear plate finished really well. That's all done with the edging parts in place, plus the edging grille, which I can see, which you most probably can't, but it is in there, and obviously that won't be seen too much once you get a bit of paint over it anyway, but it's still there and it looks quite nice. All the tools are in place on this side. I think I said that before. and I've started put 1 or 2 fixtures on the tire up top. Now the kit instructions tell you to do all these bits first, but I found if you build this kit, build that turret bit up first, because it doesn't fit as snugly as you would think. You have to hold it there while the glue sets, and that's what I used a bit of tape as well, but that's what I've done, so then I can have tape wrapped around it and it wouldn't affect or break anything off. Now I can start building up all the other details once I've filled this bit resin round, fill all those other details in, and it shouldn't get snapped off. I've also got the commander's cobblers in place, just sitting there. To be honest, that comes on and off. That goes. There's only 4 periscopes I can see on there, so there's not going to be many periscopes, and some others on the front. Now I might have to change what I was going to do. I was going to put some clear bits in there, and I might still do that, but because the others can't be clear, I might find something so they can all look similar. But we'll see. I might still go with the clear yet. So that's how far I've got so far with this. And as you see, I'm quite happy so far. It's coming nicely. This should be, the build should be finished. The build should be finished by the end of next week, and then it'll be just starting the painting. So that's what I'm hoping to do, because I've got to build the tracks up, which I've got these here Bronco tracks. I think I've shown it before. There they are. That's a set number, and the set number, sorry, is AB3511. And they are purely for this tank. So it'd be interesting to build. You get 8 tracks spare, evidently. After there's two packets in here, and they just clip together. So it'd be interesting to see how they go. I don't think they're as good as metal through tracks, because I think they got the weight and they just fall into place lovely. But I'm going to give them a go and see how it goes. I might have to glue them in place even after after I've painted them. Who knows? We'll see that when we get them. Anyway, so stop me waffling now. So I'm happy with this build so far, and as I said, my piece to the resistance was getting that to go on there properly, and after that worrying moment of using that big saw, like I said. So, but what I will, little safety tip though, for God's sake, be careful handling resin. If you're going to do any cutting or sanding of it, make sure you do it somewhere where you can't breathe any of the residue over into your lungs. So outside, or a big mask on, and then hoover very good afterwards, or do as I do for the sanding. I went under a tap, so it was being washed away as I was sanding, and there was no residue carried on from it afterwards, because I rinsed that and soaked with soapy water afterwards as well. There you go then. So that's my little safety tip for today. So thank you very much there. So I'll see you next time. Bye.